Welcome to No Contingencies, a real estate podcast with no filters, no BS, and no safety nets. We are now on the air. I'm Liz Ryan.
And I'm Parker Pemberton.
Oh, hold on. That's the wrong camera. I am Nicholas. I am the executive kill switch controller in case anyone says anything bad today.
Okay, I think that's really wise. Okay, today's guest is the definition of a powerhouse career pivot. After more than 20 years excelling in every possible sales and management role in the wireless industry, she took her unmatched customer experience, leadership, and problem-solving skills and channeled them into a brand new chapter, real estate. In just her second year as an agent, she's already sold over 40 homes, which is a milestone most agents don't reach for years. Her story is all about reinvention, grit, and proving that when you combine world-class sales experience with genuine care for clients, the results speak for themselves. Help us welcome to the show, Brenna Kittleson.
Hey, everybody.
Woo!
Hi, Brenna.
Hi.
Super excited
Welcome.
to have you
Thank
here,
you.
Brenna. Yay. On today's show, we're going to do a couple of different things. This is episode 4 of the podcast. We're going to hear some hot takes on current events. We're going to get to know Brenna. We're going to explore some real estate topics with Parker, and we're going to announce the results of Pemberton RE's satellite office decorating contest. This is very important stuff. However, before we get to that, I have to tell a funny thing. So we got a ton of snow last night in Minnesota. And
Sure did.
It sure did. And we were trying to decide this morning, like, should we go ahead with this? Since it's a live show, everybody actually needed to be in place by a certain time. And I texted all the people who are involved, and the responses were such great analogies for everyone's roles here. I texted Parker first and suggested, and he said, oh, yeah, good idea, but let's check with all our people and see what they think, right? So perfect delegation, checking with the people who are boots on the ground. Love that. And then I texted Caitlin and said, hey, what do you think? And she said, I haven't even been outside, but we had to miss the last 2 weeks because of the holidays, so we're doing it no matter what. And I said, yep, that is very goal-oriented, badass Caitlin, so that is wonderful. And then I texted Brenna, and Brenna responded almost immediately and said, I'm always good. I have 4-wheel drive. I went, yep, that's the quintessential Minnesota approach. I love that. She's like, no, it's fine. Everything's good.
Kalshi would have had that at about 95%.
Oh, my God.
Oh, Lord.
Let me finish my story, then you can talk about that. And then I called Nick, and this is the good one. Well, actually, I texted Nick, and he called me because he's more of a caller than a texter, which we all
look,
know.
I don't want to write it. I just want to talk.
I know that about you. Yeah. So I asked Nick, what would you prefer? And he said, well, listen, when people ask me that, I always say whatever's harder, because this is not the point in our lives to start taking the easy way out. Mic
Perfect.
drop, right? Like, you could end the podcast right now, and we would have given you some value.
Well, yeah, but that is definitely years of fighting against myself in my 20s when, it's so much easier to just say, oh, I don't really want to. And then you go, no. You just got to keep going.
I mean, but that's perfect. What a great thing to say.
We always talk about the force of average, don't we?
Yeah.
Human nature.
Yeah.
Keep
A
doing
lot
it.
of people could learn from that, Nick.
You know what? That was a lesson hard learned.
Well, thanks for being here, everybody.
Woo!
For sure. Okay, Parker, tell us, this has got to be our first hot take. Tell us what we recently discovered on your phone while we were trying to Google other things.
Well, I was asking the group if they knew it. I struggle with how do you even say it. Kalshi?
Kalshi.
I know. Well, Nick says Kashi.
No, Kalshi.
Kalshi. There's an L in there. Because you can bet on current events. And today, the Fed is meeting about cutting rates.
Yeah.
Today's a really, really big day. It's going to be the last meeting of 2025. And so I was in here, and there's a I don't even know what you call it, a board where you can bet on if there is going to be a rate cut today or not.
That is so wild.
And 97% of people said, and this is general public, by the way, so this is just human beings out there on this app compiling this data, and then the odds, and there's a really good 60 Minutes on this a couple nights ago, by the way. The odds based on AI are being updated in real time based on the number of people that answer the question. So 97% of people said there's going to be a rate cut today. I said, I don't know. I think this is the last opportunity for Jerome Powell to stick it to Trump. I mean, we're real estate people. I'm hoping for it, right?
Yeah.
But also, smart money says take
Gotta
the
at least
take the
consider it.
take the 3%. $100 bet returns you $2,411.
So did you bet?
Of course, I just squeezed it in as we were.
Guys, that's why we were like 6 minutes late starting. We had to place a bet real
Yeah,
quick. It's fine.
there's a term in the sports betting world called fade the public, and
What does that mean?
well, those that know will know, but this is an opportunity to fade the public. So we'll see. Either way, we win, because if they cut rates today, the market's going to go nuts.
And you won $2,300.11.
And if they don't cut it,
And you are 100% sharing that with Brenna and me.
yeah,
If you win. Yeah.
I
And-
offered
and-
to go half.
and everybody involved in the No Contingencies.
Wait, hold on.
Okay,
I was
that's-
going to say,
We'll place our first order for merch. Yeah,
Second, we have
Second.
T-shirts that we will. Show
I
you
just think
later.
I think that's crazy. I mean, what we know about the market and the controversy going on there, I'm speculating, right? I'm speculating based on opinion and based on everything that I read. I mean, Realtor.com doesn't think that we're going to have a cut today,
Check out
There
that
it is.
merch. Is that the best?
with a little logo on the arm too. I like that.
Does it have a logo on it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Pemberton. Love it. Thanks, Nick.
We'll have to
Thanks,
we'll
Caitlin.
have to upgrade the Gildan brand next time, but
It's not Gildan. It's nice.
I throw
not
those
what
into
name it is.
the washing machine, and my XL shrinks into a medium just in one wash. Well, growing up though, that's all the hockey T-shirts and football
Oh,
shirts.
yeah.
They're all Gildan, right?
Yes. Absolutely.
Anyway, let's move on.
All right. So we'll go ahead.
Today is a very important day. I don't know exactly what time they're meeting. Our mortgage guys aren't in office yet, but that's something to pay
Yeah,
attention
absolutely. Big deal. Okay, we'll call that our first hot take. Let's move on to the next one. Nick, you got a couple queued up for us?
yeah, now out of 5, which number are we going to?
I want to do the extreme weather one. I think that's the first one.
All right, here we go.
All right, Parker, you get 30 seconds to read it out loud and then tell us your thoughts.
The real estate industry is pressuring Zillow and other sites to nix extreme weather risk data buyers have come to rely on.
Is this familiar to you at all? Did you hear anything about this?
Yeah, it's funny you pulled this from CNN, who just come on, we got to be better than that.
I don't even know what that means. Keep going.
Yeah, so this is actually it was a big issue. I mean, certain marketplaces were getting downgraded because of potential weather.
Yeah.
So people, they go to Zillow to get their information, and what do I always say? They go to Good Morning America too, right?
Yeah.
And if the narrative is that this market is going to get hammered by a hurricane, it could impact millions of homeowners who might want to sell. I think it's a good thing that they pulled that from the site.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those things where Zillow and call it the connected portals, they try things because they want to provide value to the consumer.
Right.
So it's not that they did anything bad. I just don't think it's good for home sellers.
Right. The conspiracy theorist in you wonders why were they pulling data that didn't turn out to be terribly accurate? Like, why couldn't we come up with a better source? Like, who are we trying to benefit? What are the big forces at play behind the scenes? It's kind of a confusing one to me.
Yeah, I mean, it's like our meteorologists here that say we're going to get hammered with a foot of snow, and then we end up getting
5 feet of snow.
That's exactly right. Okay.
or less. I mean, we've been hammered with snow so far this year.
Yeah.
Funny snow story. My Florida-based, she's 10 now. She moved from Minnesota when she was 5, and so she is so excited. She was up at Thanksgiving, and now she's coming back at Christmas. Snow is just a revelation because she hasn't seen it for a long time. So
That's
fun.
so fun. I can't imagine what that would be like.
How old is she?
10.
Let's take our girls sledding together.
There you go.
The 10-year-olds, it's a good vibe for the snow.
It is a good
Will
vibe.
it still be fun for her if it's negative 15 degrees?
Yeah, no, she is really on board with it all. Bring warm clothes and just go full Minnesotan on it. Why not?
Go full Minnesotan.
Yeah.
We love that.
If one of my kids loses a mitten, it's over.
But you know what? That will change so fast. 5 years from now, they'll be like out there in t-shirts and shorts.
Yeah.
You'll be like, put your jacket on.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah, it goes fast. Nick, will you fast forward? I think skip ahead 2 to the headline that starts with increase in delistings.
No, I'm going to hope this is 3.
I think it is.
There it
Hey,
is.
there you go.
Parker, go.
All right. CNBC headline: Increase in delistings is propping up home prices, says Redfin CEO.
Okay, before you answer, first of all, I read this headline and I was like, I don't even understand what that is trying
That's a
to
ridiculous.
tell me.
Yeah.
I know. But okay, so I think this is saying there are more homes that were listed that then came off the market. So first of all, that's a trend.
Yeah.
And secondly, that is causing home prices to go up. Does that make sense
I
to
mean,
you?
just a ridiculous headline, but delistings, I mean, another word for taking homes off the market.
Yeah.
There was another headline that said 55% of active listings were taken off the market in November.
Right.
It's like, yeah, no shit. Like, if you've
the
been on the market
holidays.
the whole year, you got Thanksgiving, Christmas. Most logical realtors are going to tell somebody who wants to retain equity, who doesn't want to just fire sale it, to take it off and relist it in the spring. That's why we're seeing that. But
Right. So the concept of delistings makes it sound as if, the real estate industry's in the tank because everybody's taking their listings down. Really, for us, that's just
it's also referring to home prices increasing because of that. So if you had 10 homes on the market and you took 8 of them away, now those buyers have 2 to choose from.
sure.
So now you're valuing home price increase based on 2 home sales versus an entire marketplace of data.
Yeah.
Um,
That's
be careful what you read. That's
Yeah.
what I would say.
I'm going to be honest and say I looked at a bunch of Good Morning America headlines. I was trying to find a real estate one just because I thought it'd be so fun to bring you a GMA headline, but I couldn't find one that was
Just ask my mom.
Pam.
Yeah.
Next time.
We could do a
By the
little
way,
spot where we...
it's her 70th birthday today. So happy birthday,
No
Mom.
Happy
kidding.
birthday, Pam.
Happy birthday.
I was just saying we should bring a spot on.
She
where,
can't come to our holiday
where-
party because she's going to dinner.
Oh, no.
Oh.
We should have Parker's mum guest and ask a question backed up by her Good Morning America watch.
I love it. Okay, last headline is the one that starts with construction, which I think is number 4, Nick. All right.
Construction labor crunch drives up costs and deepens American housing affordability crisis.
Is this something you've heard?
Construction labor crunch drive. Well, yeah. I mean, we've been hearing this since COVID. I mean, when lumber went up through the roof.
Yeah.
It's all based on it's based on a lot of things, right? Tariffs can play into this. The economy plays into this. Supply and demand plays into this.
Sure.
If you need more lumber, what do you think the lumber companies are going to do? They're going to raise the prices. If you need less lumber, they're going to be more motivated to get rid of their supply.
Right.
So it all just moves in the markets, and a temporary headline like that could be accurate in terms of like the last 60 days. But if we're looking at the last, couple years, lumber's actually come down a little bit. You can look that up, by the way. Anybody listening to this, go and look and say, what is the cost of wiring? What is the cost of asphalt roof tiles? You can see graphs of how this stuff fluctuates.
Yeah, fair.
Lumber was the big one though, because that's what these home builders are basing their pricing on. So that does impact things.
Yeah, and I think this one was also about reducing fewer people in the workforce, worker shortage, also increasing costs. I think this is interesting because it sort of deepens the housing affordability crisis, fine, but you wonder in relative terms, how much did that impact this affordability crisis in comparison to all the other different factors that we talk about all the time? Interesting.
Oh,
If
yeah.
they sent me that before I got here, I could have talked to my friend Jason who owns Cywick Lumber, and I could have just said, hey, is that true?
Interesting. Where's that? What city is that out of?
Northeast Minneapolis. He's the one in Jordan, Minnesota.
All right. I love it. All right. Well, that was some good current events. That was a much more engaged conversation on current events than we've ever had. So woohoo! Let's turn our focus to Brenna because this is the exciting part. Brenna, we did your intro at the top of the show, and we're super excited to talk more in depth with you. Why don't you start us out by just telling us what you were up to before real estate?
So before I got into real estate, I was with Verizon Wireless for about 20 years. I did every position from an assistant manager, a sales rep, manager, district manager, general manager, traveling manager, training manager, hire, fire, recruit. And my favorite part of working there was definitely leading the younger reps and showing them what they were capable of. And then obviously the number one thing is my customers. So
What so
That's
you
20 years in that industry.
yeah,
Was that right out of?
literally a year out of high school.
Wow.
Yeah.
How did you get into it?
Actually, a friend of mine sent me a picture of her paycheck. I was up at the cabin on Mille Lacs, and I got a picture of her paycheck. And back then, because I'm old, it was like $1,900 for a week, and I was like, "Ooh, I could do that."
Yeah.
And I could probably do it better, just knowing who I was talking to. And so I said, "Show me 3," because I'm skeptical. I don't trust many until they earn it, just as well as I want everybody to earn my trust. So she sent me her third one, and it ended up being like $2,200. And I was like, all right, get me an interview.
Yeah.
Got an interview. I started, actually, a good friend of mine to this day, Chad Cap. I started as a sales rep for him at Northtown Mall. And then 3 weeks later, got promoted to an assistant manager.
3 weeks in.
And 3 months later, I actually got promoted to manager by him. He went to the owners and said, "Hey, she's doing my job. I don't feel right, so I want to be her assistant." Got the management position, and it just went uphill from there.
That's amazing. What okay.
Hold on.
Yes, go ahead.
So 20 years ago, I was 19, around the same age.
Yep.
You were selling like brick phones
Yeah.
and like flip phones.
Nokia Snakes.
Did the Razor, when the Razor came
Yep.
out, did that worry you a little bit?
No, the pink one sold like hotcakes. Like,
But that was Motorola, right?
Yep.
And yeah, the games that you had on your phone at the time were like Snake and
Yeah.
like Tetris, right?
Yep.
I had a Nokia 3210.
Ooh, I sold
no-
lots of them.
And that was the best snake phone of all time.
Yep. I thought the 6010 probably took the Snakes to a new level.
You look at how the cell phone industry has changed drastically. I mean, it's technology based, right?
Yep.
And now these things are our central operating systems. They come with us everywhere, including the bathrooms.
Yep.
They go literally everywhere with us.
And when you lose them, just look in your hand. They're there.
Yeah. You can check your watch to see the location. It's in that industry, I have to imagine you have to be so open to learning and be open-minded to the new thing that's coming, because you might be selling something one year and then the next you're selling a totally different thing.
Yep. Adapting in that industry was like the number one thing. If you could not adapt, you were not a good employee for that company, because not only did the technology change with the phones, the plans. I mean, how many times are you with Verizon, or
Yeah.
how many times have you gotten a message like, "We got new plans coming out"? It's like right when we would learn the system and the plans, they'd come up with a new plan.
Oh, and the cell phone industry is just ruthless too. Like
Oh,
they
yeah.
run these commercials that just will buy you out of your contract. Like if we'll give you 5 phones and buy you out of your contract if you come over from AT&T, they name them specifically.
Yep.
You imagine a real estate being like, yeah, if you cancel your buyer rep contract with Edina Realty and come work with us, I mean, it's
So
a ruthless industry.
the process to get them warranties like filled out to get that money was a nightmare. So the only thing that I could ever say that Verizon probably was mad at me about was that it was a rule of mine. If they walked through the door, if they did that promo, my people filled it out for them, and we took it from start to finish, because it was like a 6-month process of they hope you don't ever fill it out.
Ed, by the way, that definitely is illegal, correct? Yeah. Okay. That's an attorney verification. No, that's all I needed. I just wanted to make sure that everyone listening knows the example I gave is highly illegal and you should not do it. But what I always learn from successful salespeople is they have a past they lean on, and that experience comes from other life experience, right?
Yeah.
And new agents are figuring this out as they grow up, but experienced agents who come into this industry come in with stress management. You literally named like 15 different roles you played at that company. You knew that industry inside and out.
Yes, I did.
And the sales process is super applicable to real estate as well. So you could say it's the same as starting as a buyer agent, becoming a listing agent, becoming a team leader, becoming a company owner. Like there's steps up, right?
100%.
So how did that pivot into real estate?
So actually, when I was 19 years old, working in Northtown Mall, my uncle, who his name was Uncle Mike, he wore suspenders and he mall walked in cowboy suspenders, like farmer boy suspenders. He walked up to me one day at the little kiosk I was in, and he was like, "Hey, I got something for you." He handed me a piece of paper, and it said, and I still have this. I should have brought it actually, but he handed me a piece of paper that said, "You should go into real estate because you could sell ice to Eskimos, and your heart is bigger than the world."
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, I should. So that day at work, I hopped on and I went to ProSource and I signed up. But I signed up for they sent you a big old box with CDs. You're supposed to listen to them, take the test, whatever. I listened, and every time while I was in the car, every time I saw a new street sign, I'd be like, oh, forgot what they said. So I never finished it. I actually ended up gifting that class to somebody else that did finish it because everybody kept talking me out of it. They're like, oh, the mortgage is crashing this. You don't want to do that. And that's the biggest regret I have right now is not doing it when I was 19.
Yeah.
I might be sitting in that chair if I was.
Yeah, but you don't know
There's
what
still
you don't
time.
know what you don't know. I often go back to my lawn care days, and many people will diminish that that industry, or they'll put it down.
Sure.
And you might put down cell phone store employees. So not you, but people look at that like, oh, it's just a lawn care guy. Oh, just sold me my phone. But in reality, like, you're learning sales at a super high level. You're learning customer service at a very high level.
Yep.
You're learning rejection. You're learning lead generation. You're learning finance. And if you can be aware of that, first of all, like, you have zero ego in you, which is something I love about you. And I always tell the company, drop your ego. Don't make decisions based on your ego, because it'll prevent you from doing things later on that could be great. So lawn care taught me so much about this business, and Verizon taught you so much about this business. And look at where you're at now. For people listening, by the way, Brenna is 24 months in,
Yep.
24 months in, 40 plus sales,
I'm at I don't know where the numbers came from, but I'm at 67.
67.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Okay.
That was from market.
Yeah, I mean, that's just Market View Broker search this morning. And you think about that, people will say, no way, that's not possible.
Right.
It absolutely is possible if you're like Brenna.
Or if you just believe, I think, well, we'll come up to it. Never mind. I won't jump ahead to the questions.
Fair enough. But how? So starting out, you've left the cell phone store, and now you've moved into this role. How do you start drumming up business?
I basically just stayed top of mind with everybody. The same thing I did I actually told a couple girls this last night at the Maple Grove office. Even when I walk into Target, I'm greeting people as they're walking out the door. It's like a natural thing for me. I'm like, hey, how are you guys today? And then I'm like, oh, that's right, I'm not working. But anyway, how are you guys today? And I have that love for people where I just start up conversations everywhere I'm at. And I mean, one open to another, and actually my first one was a land deal with one of my Verizon district managers that worked at a corporate level. He let me sell his land, and then it just, once one happened, the next one happened, and the floodgates open. If you're consistent and you stay top of mind and make sure that you're always talking about it. I constantly would ask people around me, how did you get that deal? And they'd tell me, so then I didn't miss that chance to do that if I was ever in that situation. Yeah.
I want to sit on this topic for a second because there's so much in this. But to clarify, because I'm hardly ever wrong about the numbers, 67 sales in your since you started?
Yep.
Okay, so I was referring to the last 12 months.
Oh, okay.
Just so you know.
Okay.
We're going to exceed 67 in a year, too, just so you know.
Yep, I'm
But
ready.
I was just referring 12 months, so
There you go.
hopefully no disrespect
Yeah,
there.
no, I'm
Because I was
ready.
the same way. People would say, I'd be like, what the hell are you talking about? I sold blah, 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 blah.
Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah.
I should have clarified. But it doesn't happen. So you just think about that. There's so many agents out there saying, how does she sell 40 plus homes in a year in her second year in real estate? That doesn't just happen. Like, people are not just throwing you leads. Clients aren't coming out of the sky. You start with the first opportunity you get is a land deal. I'm guessing there was. I was
$75,000.
just going to say, I'm guessing there's not a whole lot of money in it probably, but you took that and you said, this is my opportunity to truly surpass the expectations of this client. Quality of service, which you learned from Verizon,
Yep.
right? So what did you do? You went out there, you did the absolute best job you could do?
Yeah. Oh, if you've seen the video, I took videos walking the land, learning it. I had no clue what I was doing. Actually, the videos are pretty funny because there was bear traps set up everywhere. And he's like, be careful. And I just kept walking back through, brought one of the twins with me, and we made some video footage, and we sold it like within 5 days. It was hunting land up past Hinckley.
Okay.
But that's where the lesson is, though. It doesn't matter the sales price. It doesn't matter the commission check. Every client is the same, and your goal needs to be to provide the absolute best service possible.
Correct.
Because what happens when you do that?
You get referrals, you get noticed, you get recognized for your service that you give to people, and the floodgates open.
What do you think are a couple aspects of your service that you think are a key to your success?
I don't just, and I don't want to say this about every agent, but the second part of me coming into real estate was a family member of mine had a bad experience with the real estate agent, and I'm like, man, they're making too much to give that type of service. Like, I really need to like take this jump, and I need to take it now, because I knew what I could offer. So like my heart and the way I care for people, and I don't just list your house. I'm out power washing your house. I don't know if you followed me in the beginning, but I'm out power washing your house. I'm prepping your house with you. I'm there with you from start to finish. It's not just I order somebody to put a sign in and you don't see me again.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm marketing your house. I'm your friend for life. All these references that I'm talking about, these are people that will like be near and dear to my heart forever. And I'm wondering how much more heart I have, because I feel like it's going to be everyone. I would say, without saying any names, out of the 67 transactions that I've completed, there's one out of them that I don't talk to. And I would, because I don't hold grudges, but I just don't. So I feel like I'm going to have millions of new friends within the next 10 years.
You are, and what I often say is, and this is my statistics, but 5 in every 100 are legitimately crazy. Doesn't mean we can't help them,
Right?
but we are our own business owners, and we can decide who we want to work with. So if there are a couple people you don't get along with, but the majority you do, those are the ones you should focus on, right?
Right. I'm learning that. I have not done that yet. I have not turned anybody down yet. Even if I saw crazy coming from the front and back door, I have not turned anybody down yet.
Can I ask you a question, Brenna?
Yes, Nick.
Obviously, staying in touch with your clients, and making sure that, going the extra mile to send gifts and be top of mind is a huge part of building a good real estate business. And when we talked about, learning a lot of the skills when you were at Verizon, is that part of selling phones as well? Making sure when people are due for upgrades so that you can reach out to them and be like, hey, does that translate?
100%. Like, we had so it started where it was every 22 months when we had 24-month contracts. So every 22 months we would reach out to them and let them know, because at that point, actually, let me go back. Thinking outside the box is the best way to think in any sales job. And that's what we had to do there. Like, nobody wanted to come in and add $50 a month to their bill per phone when they have 5 kids on their plan, right? So that's $250. I would have to go in with my reps and think, okay, the new plan can save them $75. And then if they use this, you have to think outside the box all the time. And you have to constantly stay in touch with these people and let them know that you're their Verizon person. And that's what we did. Actually, I was one of the first stores to take all of my reps to President's Club. They had to send people up from Sioux Falls to staff our store while we were all in Cabo. And it's all about caring about your people, and then making sure we did a shift at our store where I said, this is going to hit home with something that just happened recently. Recently, somebody told me, as a leader, you should not stop selling. You should always sell. And I disagreed with that. As a leader, you should stop selling and you should pour everything you know into your people. And that is what changed my store in Monticello from number 14 to number 1, was when I could touch every sale. So my reps would greet them. I would make sure that I go over there and touch it, add my touch, show them how to think outside the box. And within 6 months, they were doing it on their own. And that, I believe, created a bunch of success, being able to think outside the box and lead everybody to what I knew. Because it's not easy to teach somebody work ethic, and it's definitely not easy to teach somebody how to care about somebody, especially when I'm 35 and they're 18.
Right.
They've just been cared for and they're still being cared for. So if that answered the question, I'm not sure if I went off the...
No,
there's just so much good stuff in there.
Absolutely.
And I think we know, I have a Verizon guy.
Yes, you do.
Sham, yeah.
Yes.
And what does he do?
He comes to our office and asks what we need, and he sets up Parker's phone while Parker's in meetings, connects your phone to your car, pretty much full service.
He came to my house. He put the screen protectors on Kathy and my phone.
What's his first and last name?
Well,
I just want to know if I trained him.
he actually left Verizon.
No.
And went off on his own. And so I told him, I'm like, 30 days before the new phone comes out, just order it for me. And so for a couple of years, we laugh because he just walks right in the office.
He does. He's on a first name basis with most of the staff.
I keep telling him he's got a life circumstance that gets in the way of him like taking the leap right now. But I'm like, you would be phenomenal in real estate. And when that day comes, come talk to me. But he's going above and beyond. We always talk about the car industry too. If you're a Jeep person and your lease is up in 4 months and you know that a new Cherokee's coming out, and you're the owner, and your salesperson reaches out and says, Brenna, hey, we've got a new vehicle that we can get you into for virtually the same cost. We can do it 2 months early. We'll buy out the old lease. Come down to the dealership. What are you going to do? Probably going to buy the Jeep, right?
Correct.
But how many experiences do we have in sales, in consumer purchasing, let's just say? It could be at the convenience store. It could be at Target. It could be at Verizon, or it could be at Enterprise Car Rental, where that salesperson doesn't really wow you. Yeah. And then what it does is it causes you to say, well, that was an average experience, which is fine, but it's not going to drive me to come back to that same person for the next sale. Instead of going back to Jeep, I might just walk into Dodge, or I might go into Tesla. I might go somewhere else, right?
Right.
And as realtors, we have to remember that every opportunity you get to sell your service to somebody and impact their life can truly mean a lifetime of business from that person.
Yep.
Versus them just going back to Zillow and clicking the button, right? Which is the game we're playing.
Yep. Over Apple iPhone ordering time in September, I literally was home from 2 a.m. till 8 a.m. And I would drive all over because I had clients in Duluth. So I would drive from Monticello all the way up through Duluth, down through Hinckley, through Pine City. And I was doing these sales for my reps. But that's what I would do because they needed them set up. They wanted to deal with me. I didn't want to have them drive down. I literally met a ton of real estate agents and real estate teams that when I went into real estate were playing tug of war with me because they knew the service that I offered and they knew that it was going to be a good thing.
What an incredible superpower. I mean, that's such an amazing thing to be good at.
Yeah. Well, it's truly a 1 in 100 type thing. And Brenna and I were texting last night about competitiveness. And I'm like, I promise you're not more competitive than me. And she goes, I'm going to show you in the next year. I am more competitive.
We are being competitive about how competitive we are.
It's so funny. But that plays a part in this too, that if you have a client out there that ever goes to somebody else, how shitty does that feel?
Awful.
And are we ever going to allow that to happen?
No.
We're never going to allow that to happen unless something crazy happens, right? So in that experience of meeting with that person and servicing them, we know we are going to absolutely crush this. We don't care what the price is. We don't care what the commission is. We don't care where it is because we want more soldiers around the city that are mega fans of Brenna Kittleson because they're going to talk to more people.
Right. And with that thought process, I think I might have already lost it, but with that thought process, I have told other agents in the industry, and another thing that I've struggled with in real estate is nobody really wants to share how they do things. And I always have to say, you can share. There's enough to go around, and if they're your client, you should be confident enough to know that I can never take your client, nor would I, right? Unless they came to me and that was the case.
Yeah.
But there's so much to go around, and nobody seems to want to share. Well, now people are sharing, but they just, I don't know. I feel 100% confident that anybody I deal with, unless I tell them, hey, I got your kid into real estate, you start getting through them. You know, like somebody
Right.
Todd or a family member, that's fine. There's so much to go around, but I'm confident that none of my clients will leave. They'll always come back to me if they need anything with real estate.
Well, there's only one you. Nobody can be you.
Correct?
Even if they take your playbook and they copy it word for word, they still aren't you. And Liz and I talk about this all the time. Over the 10 years we've built this company, we give everything away.
Absolutely.
Literally every resource at our company we give away, because we know by the time somebody takes action on that, number one, it's a good human thing to do, help other people. But number two is, by the time they actually implement and take action on that, we're already 2 years down the road doing something else.
Correct.
And so I think karma is a real thing. And I think the more people you help out of the goodness of your heart, better things happen, right?
And the better the industry becomes as a whole, too, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if we're all better, the job is better for us. It's better for clients. It's better for everyone.
Yeah, and again, this is about Brenna, but we've never had somebody come into our office, because they do, and they sit down, they bring their assistants, they'll bring their marketing team in, they'll sit in the back of the room, watch our team meetings. They never go back and do the exact same thing we did.
Right.
And they will never
Right.
become you, because they don't have the same heart. Now they have their own heart and their own identity and their own personality and all the greatness there too, and they certainly have the potential to be at your level, but they'll never be you. Right?
So that generosity just like comes off of you. You can see that so quickly when you start talking with Brenna, which is an amazing quality to have. How do you protect yourself then from kind of a burnout or an overcommitment or getting stretched too thin?
I don't think I could get stretched thin caring for people.
Okay.
So I don't think that'll ever happen. I actually had somebody say, "Are you burnt out?" And I'm like, "No, are you?" Like, why would you say that? Well, you're going all the time. Yep. And I, number one, make sure that my family comes first. So
Yeah.
as long as I'm not avoiding and like neglecting my family, and I can still keep doing what I'm doing, I don't think I'll ever get burnt out. My knees might, my back might, but then by that time, hopefully they have some sort of like robotic scooter that can drive me around. But
We should ask Parker's app if that's something we can bet on.
Yeah, well, yeah, we'll have 10 billion robots in this world in 10 years.
There you go.
It shocked the audience here and the listeners, and tell them how many kids you have.
6. So
Amazing.
we're a blended family, but we have 6 girls and I have 3 grandbabies.
Oh,
And yeah, so I mean, I'm constantly busy no matter what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Whether it's a basketball tournament on the weekend, a volleyball tournament, just watching movies, hanging out, going on vacations, which I have a couple coming up.
hooray.
It's
Yes.
good. You deserve it.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, it has been wonderful to talk to you, Brenna. In closing, will you give us what's your best advice for other agents out there?
Be consistent, be genuine. I just had this conversation the other day with another agent at the Pemberton office in Maple Grove. It's like, I let them listen to one of my Zillow calls,
Yeah.
and she was like, "You sound human." Exactly. Nobody wants to hear scripts. So unless you can make your scripts natural and like you sound human doing it and you care, I mean, just be human, care, consistency. Don't stop what you're doing. I know you said we're going to end, but you had one question in there about what do you do when it gets slow?
Yeah.
My biggest thing to tell you is if you say it's slow, it's going to be slow. If you don't say it's slow and you just keep working, it's never slow. This is not a slow season for me. I had 0 closings in December, and now I have 5 closing at the end of the month.
Jeez.
So it's not a slow season. It's only slow if you make it slow.
Yeah.
I love that mindset. And this is no contingency, so we don't have to end right now.
No. That's
So
fair.
I do want to add something.
For
She
sure.
just referenced Zillow. Brenna comes in 40 sphere deals a year into our company, and she says, "Yeah, I want to jump onto leads." Doesn't care what the split is, what Zillow referral fee is. It is what it is. She jumps on leads. She starts meeting with more people.
Right.
Like, I'm so impressed with that because there are so many agents out there that say, oh, that's not worth my time. Or, no, I don't want to work that area, or I don't want to do this or that. And you're saying, give me more human beings that I can go service at the highest level so that I can make them my forever clients.
Correct.
That's the mindset shift that every realtor needs to have long term, that this is not a quick sprint. It is a long term
And why
marathon.
would you not want to get paid for marketing yourself?
Exactly.
I mean, it doesn't matter. If the split's low, it's fine. It's low, but you met somebody that can impact your sales, that can send you referrals, it's basically you're getting paid to market yourself when really you should be paying to market yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
amazing.
Liz brought up a good point about burnout, because I have been on record saying I've never felt burnout ever in my career. Lawn care, I felt a little burned out. 50
and Verizon,
lawns
I
a
did
day.
as well, especially around Black Friday.
I bet.
The nights got long.
A coach early on told me, said, if you're mission based, if you wake up every day with a mission of why you're doing what you're doing, then you'll never feel burnout. You'll never want to. Sometimes you'll want to quit. Of course, it's always hard. But
Yeah.
when you get knocked down or something hard happens, you get right back on that track, because your mission is to impact the community, to be the best realtor you can be, to help more people. And that's just, I think I was talking about this in a social media post the other day. Define what your mission is, because if you're here to make money, quick sales, you will never make it in this industry long term.
Ever.
If it is heart-based, everything that Brenna has basically said today, and there's mission behind it, you will build a raving fan base that will continue to send you referrals year after year, and you will have an amazing referral business. But it's mindset and it's action.
I was told, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, that as a new agent, referrals start coming in like 2-3 years, 3 to 5 years, they start coming back around. I was getting referrals like rapidly after about 6 months. So
Okay, again, let's just sit here again for a second, because I think everybody can learn something, and all of us can learn something from you here too. Not only are you doing a great job, but you are also implanting the fact that you want to be the realtor for life. You're doing things specifically in that transaction that are getting referrals from people. Like, talk about that.
I listen from the point that I meet them. If I didn't know them, if I knew them, I kind of know stuff about them already, but through like the journey of showing homes, and some agents are like, oh, I don't want to show 15 homes. One of my favorite clients of all time, I probably showed her 180 houses, and we had so much fun. We've even talked about making a real estate movie, episode about it.
Oh my gosh.
We had so much fun. She sent me so many referrals, and they finally found their dream home a couple months ago in Golden Valley. And it's not about, for me, it's not about just making the quick money. I know I'm going to make money. That's a given in this industry if you do what you're supposed to do. But for me, it is really building relationships and helping people.
Yeah, there's a lot there, so we're not going to be able to cover it all today. But there's so many of those nuances inside the sale of, when you call somebody out of the blue, or when you offer something of value, or when you connect them to one of your trusted partners, or you do these like random stop bys people's houses too. Like, you've told me about that stuff. Like, it's incredible. So if you're listening to this, you guys need to reach out to Brenna, and don't take too much of her time, because she needs to sell homes and be home with her 6 kids too. But there's a lot that can be learned there. And there's just so few agents come up in this business in a couple years to get to your level. And it's really impressive.
It's
Thank you.
amazing.
And we're very lucky to have you here at the company too.
Thank you. I also feel lucky and blessed to be here. I told you in the beginning, you sent me emails and they would go to spam, and I'd look and I'd be like, oh, I don't got time to look. And you just kept sending the emails, and I ended up crossing paths with one of your agents that has wowed me. That's Chauncey.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad I came over, because I was lacking the systems. And now with what your company has offered me and the systems that are in place for me, I'm going to be able to actually take the millions of clients that are going to come my way, and do it without forgetting them, because I have the systems in place that I had been looking for the whole time.
It's wonderful.
We're going to have to prevent you from power washing roofs in 2026, but time versus capacity, right? Or versus money as well,
That's right.
which we'll work on.
Right. I'll just pay people to do it.
Yeah.
All right, no contingencies. I'm inclined to just skip to our contest decorating unless you want me to, Parker, unless you want to go back and do one of these sections.
No, let's
All
go
right.
for it. That was good. That was really good though.
That was wonderful, Brina. We will have you
All right,
back.
Brina, stay in here though.
Ooh, listen to the applause.
Yeah, we're gonna have. Let's get some
That was
input
pretty
here.
nice.
Again, Parker can't hear the applause
know,
because he
it's okay.
refuses to wear the thing.
Yeah, I
It was
don't wear
loud.
the
They were
earphones.
cheering for me real loud.
All right. So
Oh, this was from yesterday, right?
this was from yesterday. So here at Pemberton RE, we have a headquarters and then 5 satellite offices. Ooh, thanks, Nick. Yesterday was our monthly Satellite Appreciation Day, so we did a little team building activity. We delivered an artificial tree and ornaments in a cardboard box and had the agents and staff in each office compete to see who could assemble the fastest. To be honest, I lost track and I don't know who won that part. I am so sorry, that is my fault. But today we're going to look at the results and announce who did the best job. And we're going to let Brina help us, even though she participated in one of them, so she might be a
that's
little
true.
biased.
And let me tell you, I shouldn't snitch on anybody, but if I wouldn't have brought decorations and read your email, our tree would have been dead.
Oh, man.
So,
we had none.
were you at Maple Grove?
Yeah.
I am glad.
So they need to pick it up.
Oh no, I brought like
I know
4
you did, but-
boxes because I'm competitive, and
Yeah.
she threw in that email. If you're competitive, you may want to grab your extra things.
I love that. And you responded right away and you were like, ooh, thanks for the hint. Also, shout out to Sarah Olsanowski in the Edina office, also brought in
Yeah.
several bins of items that we
Yeah,
used.
really good ones as
Really
well.
good ones. All right, Nick, show us the first set.
I'm going to do them in order.
Okay.
We got Woodbury, Apple Valley, Maple Grove. Hold on. Woodbury, Apple Valley, Maple Grove, Grand Rapids, and then finally Edina. All
Okay.
right. So we ready for the first one?
Yeah.
Was Grand Rapids actually like cut down that morning?
I bet he did with his little red and
Malcolm?
black hat.
Probably. All right. Here we go.
I
This
hope
is
so.
going to be Woodbury.
Okay. Aww.
They went back to paper chains.
They did, and you know what? They wrote their names on the paper chains.
Oh,
Somebody
cute.
sent me a close up. Okay.
Well,
Woodbury.
there's Corb wrapped in the paper chains.
Yeah, Corby on the right side there.
All right.
Love
So
that.
there's Woodbury. Moving on to Apple Valley.
Oh, the little cow.
I like the cow.
Is that a 10-foot
And a
tree?
Pemberton shirt at the top.
Yeah, it's got
Nice.
something
They're
wrapped
brown
around the top. That's
nosing.
pretty cute.
Brown
It's-
nose in the Christmas tree.
Yeah.
That's Shane, Nicole.
yeah,
Who else
right.
is there?
It's just not quite. I don't know. Something about it is
Oh,
it's a little
wow.
incoherent for me. I'm
What's
sorry.
with the lean too?
Well,
I
yeah,
think that was the photo, but fair enough.
maybe.
Okay.
All right. How about Maple Grove?
Somewhere I can't
There
see
was a
him.
dog in there, Tom Dunn's dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cutest
That
little
was
dog ever.
adorable. Okay,
Wait, have
Maple
we-
Grove.
Now, this is going to be the fewest people on hand to do it, but they did a great job.
I commented on one of their posts. I don't know if you saw it. Did you see
Yes,
it?
it was
I
good.
was like, they crate and barreled that. They knew somebody gave them the info because
Oh,
they
you're
brought
like-
matching everything.
Looks like it came right out of a Macy's catalog.
Macy's
It
catalog.
looks
Yep.
real. Plus, like the lighting of the photo is better
Yeah,
than any of
vibey.
the others too. But they only had 3 people working on it, as opposed to like
But
20
if you
or
could
40.
zoom into that, it is like spot
Perfectly
on, picture
placed.
perfect place, matching, not leftovers.
Wait, I probably can zoom into it.
That's
Oh,
very
no.
impressive.
Yeah, here we go. You want to zoom into it?
Yeah,
Center to screen. No, it's not going to work.
that's all right.
All right.
For
Stop,
another
stop
day.
futzing. Stop futzing.
Yep. Okay.
And finally, Edina.
Edina. Woo! I'm cheering because I was at that one. Listen, that one, you can't zoom in, so I'm going to tell you about some of the highlights. At the very top is a Pemberton note card that someone
Yeah,
just
cute.
set into the ribbon. And then people put on the tree things that we use to sustain ourselves. So there's a Diet Coke can and a Reese's peanut butter Christmas tree.
What's that big thing down at the bottom? It's kind of teal looking.
I think it was a smaller tree that someone set in the bigger tree.
That's
So
really
it
creative.
kind of looks like that one drawer in my kitchen that my kids shove all the shit into.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot there. There's a Diet Coke can on there.
There is a lot there. We
Is
did
that
say
an actual ornament though, or is that a Coke can?
No, that was repurposed.
that was a
Coca.
Jackson special. Jackson dumped it out and found a paper clip and rigged it up so he could hang it.
Okay.
How did you make the tree skirt?
I think that was in Sarah's bin of stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
We also did say that it only counted if everyone in the room touched at least one ornament. So there were 40 people standing around that. So that may have contributed to the lower quality of spacing than say greater.
We have a great word in England
Ooh.
called, and it goes like higgledy-piggledy. That tree is a little higgledy-piggledy.
It is. It is, in fact, a little.
Well, I mean, are we awarding a victor
Yeah.
here?
Parker, what do you think?
What do you want to see again, Parker?
I mean, they're all great, especially considering we had about 30 minutes to put all these together.
Yeah, 15 minutes, maybe.
I mean, valleys other than the lean,
Was
Yeah.
that
You
the
know,
one with the cow?
my perfectionism kind of was thrown
Yeah.
off there.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
I don't understand the whole cow thing.
The cow, I think,
I know.
sang and danced. Somebody sent me a
Oh.
video.
No. Yeah. I didn't put the videos in.
That's
Sorry.
fine.
I'm gonna pick the only one that has presents under the tree.
Oh.
People grow.
That is amazing, and that was a really good time. All right, gang, that is it for today's episode of No Contingencies. If you got value from this conversation, take a second and share it with another agent who's serious about growing in this market. If you're looking for a brokerage that's forward-thinking, accountability-driven, and built for the next chapter of real estate, we should talk. Thanks for listening. Now get out there and make something happen.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks, Brenna.
Bye. Thank you.